Hey guys, this is Poohead189, and today I'm going to address a certain question I get quite a bit. Now, I've done a few hypothetical fight videos, and I've talked about who is stronger than whom, but I haven't addressed a fight or a competition of strength between two prominent characters that were never pitted against one another in the series, but a lot of people ask me to do this. And that is, of course, Vegeta versus Piccolo. So the reason people want to hear about it, other than it never happening in the series, is the same reason people don't talk about it. It's because throughout the entire series, pretty much every time they are able to fight, we already know who would win in every circumstance. Vegeta's and Piccolo's powers are well known throughout in comparison to one another, generally. Vegeta is introduced in the Saiyan saga. Piccolo Jr. is introduced in the saga beforehand. When Vegeta shows up, he is stronger than Piccolo. On Namek, Vegeta is stronger. Then Piccolo is stronger after a short time in the other world, before Vegeta is likely stronger fighting First Form Frieza. Then Piccolo arrives, fuses with Nail, and he is stronger, before Vegeta gets his new Zenkai. Then he is slightly stronger. Then during the Android arc, Piccolo is far stronger than base Vegeta, but slightly weaker than Super Saiyan Vegeta, then grows a fair bit stronger than Super Saiyan Vegeta after fusing with Kami. Then Vegeta is stronger after the Time Chamber, again not in base, however. Then in the Buu Saga, there is very conflicting evidence on who is stronger than who in base form, but Vegeta is stronger as a Super Saiyan 2, of course, and then the series ends. And half the time, Vegeta and Piccolo are either not in the same place or even planet, and there's very little ambiguity in the middle. Now, there are a small amount of times where people can potentially make an argument on who is stronger, but it's so ambiguous, I wouldn't even begin to know how to rationalize who would win. So it's difficult to even analyze it. So pretty much almost every time we either explicitly know who is stronger, or it is so up in the air that it's really hard to say in like the 2 times that we can. Okay, first, we have Piccolo arriving on Namek. All we can be somewhat confident in is that he is stronger than Nail at 42,000, and he thinks Frieza's power at 530,000 is a great amount of strength. We have no idea if that means Frieza is stronger than him, or where Piccolo is between those two power levels of 42,000 and 530,000, or if Piccolo could match Vegeta. And of course, Vegeta's power is somewhere below Frieza's, but close enough to not be helpless when fighting his first form. Now again, on Namek, there is no way to tell between Vegeta and Piccolo, and there's no way that I could really analyze it between them, because one, even, there's just nothing to say. Like, their powers are never stated, and all we know is that they are around potentially. We don't even know if they're potentially around First Form Frieza, at least with Piccolo. We don't know. Now, the next ambiguous time is after the Frieza fight, during the Small Trunks arc. Goku arrives back on planet Earth and wonders who killed Mecha Frieza and King Cold, and asks if either Piccolo or Vegeta did it. This implies they are the two strongest there other than him. Again, we have no idea who wins between them. Vegeta was stronger after the Frieza fight by a small bit, but it's been over a year and a half since then, so it could have easily changed. Piccolo is known for getting great gains from training, but since Goku wandered between them, they can't be that far apart in strength, even if neither would be a match for Mecha Frieza or his father. Then lastly, we do have Piccolo and Vegeta after both have used the hyperbolic time chamber, otherwise known as the Room of Spirit and Time. Vegeta achieves his ascended Super Saiyan form, and Piccolo is obviously far stronger after he comes out. Now, I will say that earlier I said Vegeta is stronger, and that's implied. I will say that when the Cell Juniors attack, Cell mentions that only Trunks and Vegeta are holding their own. But we don't even get a panel of Piccolo fighting other than a wide shot of all of them, and it's ambiguous how he is doing from that. So we likely need to take Cell's word on it, even though hilariously, he's not even looking. And one other, at least in the panel, and one other reason why their powers are ambiguous compared to one another is that just like how Vegeta is slightly stronger than Trunks since he went into the time chamber stronger and has more combat experience, Piccolo has both of those advantages on Vegeta when he went in, having gone in stronger and having more experience getting gains through training. Now, Ascended Super Saiyan does have a higher multiplier than regular Super Saiyan, so that likely gives Vegeta the edge if he has one, but it's still a toss-up, so it's dubious. Although, again, generally most debating fans would go with Cell saying that Vegeta and Trunks are holding their own, therefore Piccolo must be a little bit weaker. And of course we have the Buu saga, which is just a huge can of worms. I don't even think I'll get into all of it. Clearin could say it far better than me, but we have Piccolo going into the tournament fully expecting everyone to go Super Saiyan, yet not caring and still planning on doing well as likely having improved since the Cell saga. But we also have Dabura saying Vegeta, Goku, and Gohan in base form were the strongest amongst the group that went to Babidi's ship, so it's really hard to say. And Dabura is also surprised later that the Saiyans could become Super Saiyan and their powers there, so when he's talking about who is stronger than who with Piccolo and the base Saiyans, he's not talking about Super Saiyan, but Piccolo was prepared to face them as a Super Saiyan, and he didn't seem too shocked or scared. Now, when Gotenks diffused inside of Buu, Piccolo was the strongest one he absorbed, which means Piccolo would have to be stronger than Goten, and Goten is as strong as Gohan according to the Daizenshu. Yet if that is true, how come Dabura says Gohan in his base form is stronger than Piccolo? And it couldn't be because, like I said earlier, he assumed he could go Super Saiyan because he's confused as to what that is. We really just cannot know. It's a whole mess in the Buu saga. And also, it meaning that Piccolo is the strongest inside of Buu, that means he is stronger than Trunks, who is stronger than Goten and apparently Gohan, and could get a good hit on Vegeta in the gravity room, which means if Piccolo is stronger than that, then he should be around Vegeta's base form or higher, even without the logic of Piccolo being super strong from the previous saga. Yet that makes no sense with Dabura, and so it's all just a hot mess in terms of consistency in the Buu saga. Anyway, that's why I, and likely others, don't tend to talk about Piccolo versus Vegeta. On Namek, they just wouldn't fight, and we just really do not know who is stronger, and we always know who is stronger when, except the one time we don't, and we get no definitive power level for either or any way to argue either way. It's implied Vegeta is slightly stronger during the Cell games, but it's hard to say there. Really, the only time that would be a really good fight would be during the mini Trunks saga, I guess. But then if I had to choose, I would really only go by vibes rather than any hard details, because in the little Trunks saga, like the only thing we get is Goku wondering who beat Frieza between them. That's it. Otherwise, there is no way to tell. So again, this is why Piccolo versus Vegeta is always a loaded question. Hope this video helped. Thanks so much for everything, everyone. I want to thank all of my subscribers and my patrons. Thanks for everyone who has followed me on Twitch. I still have a little ways to go, though, so please follow me on there so I could make 100 followers. I have a Patreon below if you'd like to join, and I also have other links as well to my social media and stuff. Have a great one, everybody. See ya!